Welcome back to Satisfactory, where we're playing on update 8 currently. We don't have the full version 1 is coming soon, but we don't have it yet. Now, if you missed it in the last episode, episode 16, we finished phase 3 of the elevator and we started to really build a long train network and some roundabouts and even some stations to take care of our bauxite. I mean, this is basically enough stations to take all of the bauxite of the map in one place. But we hadn't really started to do things with this bauxite, right? We're gonna want to transform it into aluminium. For this, I mentioned in the last episode, we're gonna need some more station on this side to take care of the other resources. We're gonna need coal, we're gonna need copper, we're gonna need quartz, right? So let's jump into the future and see what I've done. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We still have our bauxite stations, but on the other side, we also have a couple of different stations. We're going to have one over here, as you can see, for copper. Here it is going to be for coal, and over here for silica, right? The quartz is transformed into silica. We can actually see one coming here. So it's going to come, as you can see, it is big enough to have 6. But for now, I don't really need 6, so I'm just using one locomotive with 3. We can also follow it in a second when it's going to leave. While we wait for this, so let's talk a bit about what we're gonna cover in this episode. As I said, obviously we're gonna cover this new station over here, but we're also going to cover where I'm getting, where I'm producing those things, so the silica, the coal, and the copper ingots. And actually, we're also going to look at some alternate recipe, for example, alternate silica. Then we're going to bring all of this into actually transforming the bauxite, right, into aluminium. We're going to have to do both aluminium casing and alcad aluminium sheets. But in this episode, we'll do one of those, and we won't do just, the basic functional one. I'll explain, of course, how it works, but we will also do cosmetics. I have made a pretty nice factory, if I may say so, for this first good. So as you can see, we're leaving now the station, right? We have over here a roundabout to get us back to the highway, to the main, railway. We can see on top of us there is a bauxite. Here it's probably a coal train that's coming. So there's definitely a lot more train on the tracks than before, right? There's multiple train now coming in all of the roundabouts, so we have to be careful. That's why we have all of those signals. If you don't know so much about the signals, don't hesitate to check the previous video in the video description below, because that's where I covered, all of those signals. But yeah, we're coming. So now this over here is the first bauxite deposit, right? We covered that in the last episode, but we now have a new one over here, and you can see on the distance over there 2 others, right? So this one is actually the closest one. It's gonna come here, and when we arrive, we're going to exit it. This is, by the way, can be increased in the future, right? I did leave quite a bit of space, as you can see. But yeah, we're getting in. We're going to get us some quartz, or silica to be precise. So let's go down and see, how I made this happen. There's a big elevator, we can have some more over here. It's basically already ready for 6. We can make that pretty in the future. Right, but right now, as you can see, we only have 1 line. We will make more in the future for sure. So this is 1 line of silica. To make the silica, as I said, it's an actual alternate recipe. We're taking raw quartz, but we're taking also a bit of limestone to make silica. Now let me remind you, the typical recipe is 22.5 raw quartz to make 37.5. Versus on this one, we're gonna make slightly less, but we're gonna use only half of the raw quartz. So it's a lot more efficient, even if you do need more space, and you also need a bit of limestone. But there's so much limestone on the map that it's not really a problem. So that's what we're doing. You can see some raw quartz coming from this side, and you can see some limestone coming from that one. So right now, this is 240, right? So it's coming this side, being split all the way, right? Going into these, on both sides. We have, if I'm not mistaken, 8 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actually, 9. So this is actually 18 assemblers. Why 18? Because 26.25 times 18 is a bit more than 470, right? And that is basically the limit right now of my belt. In the future, when we have Mark 5, we can make even more. And then on the other side, we have the opposite, right? We have the quartz coming, going this side. It's being dropped, as you can see, from the level 3 with the elevators. And basically, you know, I can continue to do the same. I can put another block like this here, another block like this there, on the other side too, etc. Even here, if needed, we can put, you know, higher if needed. That's why there's a lot of space, because there's quite a lot of those resources over here. I mean, as I said, you know, over here we're taking the quartz, but as you can see, we're taking only one of these. There's two other over here, and this is one, you know, that is overclocked. But here, you know, we can get 300 more, 300 more, and there's actually more, you know, not that far. Similar for the limestone. Let me show you quickly where it's at. And I think there was, yeah, a pod. Good, let's take it. Oh, we need some electricity. So let's go, electricity. Biomass burner should be enough, right? Yeah, it's 15. Let's put a bit of that. Oops, I think there's an animal close by. Oopsie, getting attacked. Let's quickly open this. Whoa, it's attacking. With the hard drive. Who's fighting? Oh, it's this one. Ooh. It's a dangerous one. Oh, and then another one here. Anyway, so as I was saying, right, over here we have the limestone. It's be coming from those two elevators. Down here, one there. Simple one, 480. When we have Mark 5, we can go even further. And similarly over here, right, we have small bridge going just here. It's not far. You can see it. But there is obviously a lot more limestone. To be honest, there's some limestone over there. I think there's some over here somewhere too, etc. But yeah, we have another one there. So 482 that we're bringing into that. So this is how we're making alternate silica. And as I said, we're making right now a bit more than 470 per minute, but we can scale that pretty quickly as soon as we need it. Okay, I'm back onto the highway. Let's take this to continue and discover what I've built over here. Now, obviously, this is not pretty, right? I focus first on the functional over here. But as I said, we will talk about cosmetic a bit later in the episode, so stay tuned for this. Getting closer, I can see some buildings over here. Some stations at the top. Big elevator in the tree. It is pretty well organized, as you can see. And here we are. So we're going to actually have over here the two last resources that we were missing. We have both the coal and the copper. I don't remember which one that is. Okay, this is the copper one. And so that should be the coal one, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Yeah. So, just taking to the sky so you can see clearly. I mean, the trains come from here. They will either exit here or continue on this one, right? Then they go into their station, right? And when they're finished, they can leave onto this one. And then they go back on the roundabout and can go be on their way. So now let's drop down. So we have over here the copper and over there the coal. And the coal is really the simple one at this point. So let me show you quickly. It is actually the place where in my first Let's Play, I made my first coal generators over here, I remember. Because there's quite a bit of coal. You know, you have one over here, a pure one. You have one over here, another pure one. And then you have two over here. I think it's one normal and one pure. So definitely a lot more coal if needed. But right now, you know, simple as you can see, we're going to 480, the maximum of my belt. We have some storage, and then we're sending it up over here to be put into the stations. Right, here it is. Comes out over here. These are the two that are coming right now. I have also made space already for the next two. Right, so here we are. That's the call, very simple. Alright, let's not spend too much, but of course if you have any questions, don't hesitate to tell me. For the copper, it's slightly more complex. Not that complex because we're still using, the basic one of copper ore into ingots, but we're producing a lot, right? You can see 3 outputs of 480 going over here, right, into this small building to be then into those elevators. We have 1, 2, and 3 elevators going all the way up to the top of the trees, right? You saw that before, I think. Here, those elevators, you can see over here, right? So yes, 3, which is basically the 3 blocks over here, right? You can see 1 block, 2 block, and 3 blocks. And you may have realized that the blocks are slightly different. This is because these are Mark 4 blocks that are ready for Mark 5. So what I mean is that right now I'm using 480 per minute, but then when I move to Mark 5, I'll be able to add more smelters. Basically fill this with smelters, fill this with smelters, fill this with smelters, and everything will still work. I'll just need to upgrade the belts to Mark 5 and will still be golden. So that's why it's ready for the future in a way. So yeah, very simple. You can see this is the entrance. This is where the raw quartz arrives. Then it's gonna be split right along this line, and then it comes on the outside, right, being merge, 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 and this is the exit. And then we do the same over here, right? This is the entrance, and this is the exit. This is the entrance. This is the exit. And the different miners are over here. You have one over here, for example, one over there, and one over here. So they go down, here into those, one here, one there, and one there. I try to make the factory, it sees definitely open air, but I still try to make it pretty organized and pretty, I feel it is nice and clean. You have those barriers on the side, right? You have over here some lines to separate cleanly. Don't hesitate to tell me what you think, if you like or dislike this type of factories, but I do feel this was both very efficient, very easy to build, and still pretty clean. So that's how we're making our copper ingots, right? We have copper ingots, we have cold, everything is going onto this line, then we have the silica also going on the line, and everything will be delivered to our major mega factory for aluminium. So let's drive back there so I can show you, some of the logistics, but more importantly, you may already see it, over here I have started to build with cosmetic the first factory, the first if you wish room inside this mega factory. Okay, here it is, we're back in the mega base, and just want to show you, for these new trains, this is the entrance, right? They go in, there's a signal here, there to make sure that there's no accident here in this crossing. But if they go in, and depending on what they need to deliver, they either come here, there, or there. They can also come out if there's any problem, or maybe, it's a train I'm driving myself. Right, they go into it, and then they can come out on the other side, go there. Now, I could have just made them go here, to be honest, but I just felt it looked nice to have sort of the symmetry of it. And then all of this is going to be sent downstairs, right? We're gonna start doing things with them. So this is the same, logistic floor that we're using for the bauxite on that side, but now it's on this side. We have, for example, over here, right, the silica. It's gonna go here. Then the second silica, third silica, we can make fourth, fifth, sixth silica, and then they will all go here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have over here, what is it? The coal, right? So same, the coal comes down, right? It goes into those belts and goes here. And then lastly, the copper, you saw we already made all 3, right? So that's working. 1, 2, 3 goes here, there, there. So yeah, in the future we may want to just put you know, a bit more coal and do a bit more of the silica to have it full, but at least it's working, right? We have this coming down. And so then we're at the end of the map here, as you know, like this is the end here. Then we can start sending all of those resources down through big elevators, same as we did on the other side for the bauxite, right? They will go at different levels though. For example, the copper ingot, it's used at the end of the factories, right, for the alcat. So this one is quite high actually, versus those two will go pretty low, right, as you can see to the bottom. So here we are, right, we have the resources going down. This is, you know, all 6 of silica, all 3 of coal. Goes on to this logistic floor over here. Let's continue, follow it, right, and here we are into the first factory. So this one is not finished, don't really look at it, but this one we can look at, right? This is the first one. So let's take a quick look from the outside, right? We've started to build, as I said, also the sort of cosmetic. It's not finished, right? Obviously here there's no cosmetic, but if you can look into this side, starting to take shape, right? We're also using those metal run, right? Like metal wall. If you look over here, so you obviously unlock this in your awesome shop, but it's steel walls, right? Metal roof. Also we have the Greek metal foundation. That's what we're using over here. This is coming inside here, so we have, you know, an entrance to the factory potentially over here, right? That's the first entrance. Here it could be another entrance. We have a block, right? This is our first block, our first factory. So with this, we're going to already make a lot of aluminum casing. Then the next one can be aluminum alcat clad, right? Then we can do another one, maybe aluminum casing, then again casing, maybe clad, right? And this is how the mega factory is gonna be. But yeah, let's do a quick tour, you know, of this factory. Maybe let's start over here, because that's basically the entrance. This is where we have the power switch if we want to turn off this, you know, this room or this small factory, right? This is aluminum casing 1, or we can enter. We can enter into it, right? And go here, where we can see, you know, the different resources. We can go down into the logistic floors, right? This is the logistic floor, for example, for all of the bauxite. If we go down, we can see the water, right? That's going up. So we have the different sort of logistics floors that are hidden there. Then if we do continue upstairs, right, go back over here, we can do a couple of things. We can take this, right, or the other one on the other side to look at our different refineries, see that it's working well, right? We can go all the way over here, see that we have the second refinery blocks, right? Here the same. I also color painted, right, all of the pipes, for example. So this is pipes that are taking the aluminium solution, so they're white, versus here these are blue pipes because this is water, right? This is also water. There is, by the way, a pump, not pump, a valve here to make sure that, you know, the water goes this side but doesn't come back that side. So we always use that water, right? And yeah, then with this, you know, if you want, we can continue going up, right? See, also I've put signs and coloration on the floor, a bit everywhere. Let's go up to see the next level of... First, it is logistic floor, right? Mini logistic floor where we have all of the silica that's coming, both from the outside, but also the silica that we're making. Now here there is something slightly important, which is for this whole factory, I'm actually making more or needing more than 480 of the silica. So I actually have multiple, you know, belts. It's not just one belt. I'll show you that in a second. And then we also have the coal that's going all the way over here, right? Going down into those two. And we're also making then a lot of aluminum scraps that's going here to go, that's coming here and will be going up. to the next level. So let's follow the next level. But by the way, when you are at that level, right, we just arrive over here, you can also go out to see the outside of the factory, to see where those things are coming from. In the future, we can start making this pretty over here. But just wanted to show you, I've already planned to be able to go out. We can then continue to go up into the next actual production floor, right? Here it is. We have this production floor with a lot of foundries. I'm gonna take this aluminum scrap and silica to make things, right? So here we are. This is a pretty open floor. Let me just take to the sky so you can see a bit more clearly. We have some silica that's coming over here. And then, as I said, we have more silica that's coming from this elevator for the last few, because there wasn't enough. And then for the scrap, it's the same. We needed 2 belts, so we have one that's for the first 4. Oops, I actually went out. And then we have the second belt over here that's going for the next 4 or 5. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it's 4 and 4. And again, we have another door if we want to, right? So we can continue going up and down over here as needed. Let's continue going up inside the factory though, right? To the next level. Here we are. We have 6 constructors, right? 5 are at 100% and 1 is underclock to only 33%. So this is why we're at 20. So what's going to happen is obviously, you know, this is getting merged, right? Gets merged all the way over here. And then we have a smart splitter to say first go into the storage. Here it is. They're all full already. Perfect. And then when this is full, you can go into the awesome sink to make some coupon and to make sure that, you know, this is always working, and you can see it. It's perfectly working. They're all green. There's no yellow. And, you know, they're productivity is 100%. And then we can also exit once more. And with this, you know, I can show you a bit more the top, where I've tried also to do some different things, right? We have different levels. The windows are going inside here instead of just going up. We have, you know, some pillars on the side. And yeah, you can really see over here, everything is green. Everything is green, right? It's green, 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 100% working perfectly. And here on that side, you can also see the logistic floor, right? So first we're transforming the bauxite with some water into aluminium solution and a bit of silica. Then we're transforming this aluminium solution with coal into scraps with a bit of water. So the water is fed back into these. And as I said, we've basically by this point made some scraps and made a bit of silica. So those things are going up, right? Silica and scrap over here, they're going up. So then we get to the next level over here, where in those foundries, we're gonna take this scrap and a lot of silica. So the silica we've made plus more silica that's coming from over here to make those aluminum ingots, right? Those aluminum ingots then are going up over here. And then we're gonna transform those ingots into casing. So for these ones, we are not using the copper, right? The copper is going to be for the next one over here, where we're definitely going to need copper. You can see it's aluminum ingot plus copper to make the alkyd sheet. But as I said, this is not finished. This is still work in progress. So what do you think about this factory? I'd love to hear your thoughts before I make the next one of alkyd aluminium. And what do you think about our mega train station over here? I mean, it's working really well in terms of you know, productivity and optimization. Of course, it took a lot of space, but remember, this is enough for all of the bauxite of the whole map. So that would be pretty cool if we get there. So as I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You know, what do you want to see more? Do you want to also see cosmetic on this train station here, or should we just focus on making alkyd so we can move forward? In the next episode, I want to also unlock a couple of new things so we can move forward. But yeah, pretty happy with how this mini factory turns out and how the logistics are working. Thank you for watching, smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.